Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to what is probably our final episode in this Darkest Night playthrough. This will be episode number 14. In the last episode, we had a glimmer of hope that may allow us to actually have a victory. I'm not sure yet, but it's worth trying. So we might actually give it a go. But anyway, for the moment, I did have some corrections I wanted to make. When you haven't played the game in a while and you read a lot of rules in between, like a lot of rules, tend to forget some things, and I forgot one of them that is actually pretty important, and I should have known this, but basically it has to do with mysteries. So these keys, and thank you for the reminder, friendly viewer. I don't know if you want to be named, so I'm just going to call you friendly viewer. Anyway, you can see these keys here, and when you complete one of them, you're supposed to cover the keys, and when the keys are full, it goes away. So we have actually done all three of these at this point. And so, but also, I was debating on whether or not, I was questioning myself on whether or not I was right about drawing another treasure card. So when we completed this one and got the chest, I did not pull a new treasure card, and I don't even remember who's doing it, but I think it was the Paragon who did that. Anyway, this is going to go away, which means we don't really have a good way to get new clues, but we might get one with this. So we're going to do a correction. It was down in the ruins, by the way. And I think it is actually another mystery. That is really good for us. Mysteries are important, and that's what that book means, is a mystery. So we'll put that back. We'll get out the mystery cards here, and we're going to draw a mystery. What do we get? Oh, wow, in the monastery. That's interesting. And guess what? That puts us over. We might actually be able to pull this off at the 11th hour. We'll see. It's not a guaranteed thing. Trying times can test men's faith, but also forge it anew. Those who shut themselves in quiet places and listen carefully may emerge with new wisdom. So we're going to get 2, but also we get a permanent +2 if our grace increased by 2 or more from a prayer action. Wouldn't that be awesome to have early on? You know what else is, so by the way, that's 2. That puts us up to 21. That gives us the opportunity we need to succeed, and then this goes in the monastery. Now, one of the cool things about this game is I have never seen that card before. There's so many cards in this game. I've played this a bunch of times. I've never seen haven't scratched the surface on the artifacts, haven't scratched the surface on the darkness cards. I've seen a number of the mystery cards, but you see that during the course of a game, how many have we had? Maybe 3. So this will be 3, 4, 5, 6 mysteries in total in the game out of a stack of, I don't know how many there are in here, but it's not small. So, I haven't seen, I've seen some of them we already had before, but I've never seen this one. That's really cool. And I never saw the Leyline ones either, which is still out there. Anyway, that was the correction I wanted to make in this episode. So, unfortunately, this sealed power is back with us, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Anyway, let's get started. I think we're going to start our game with the knight. Now, we don't really have to do this and get more clues. We just need to get the relics now. We're in a position where we get the relics. And I think that what we're going to do with the knight is first draw. So let's start with the knight. She's going to go first. I probably should have given these people names. I usually do that, and I didn't do that this time. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Well, I got to look up something because this is a scenario where it's not optional, so there's no other option. What happens if you can't advance the darkness track? I haven't run into that so far. Okay, I was right about this. I knew it already. Anything that would increase the darkness track puts a blight into the monastery. So let's see what happens. A confusion goes into the monastery. Now we have 2 blights, 2 more, and the game's over. So we might have to get in there and do some damage, which I really want to collect relics. I need to get somebody. You know what? We're cool. So we did that that was all that happened was we hit midnight and the dead do not rest, and we increased our darkness track by 1, but we couldn't, so another one went into here. We're going to activate our knight now, who's going to move. I don't know. Good. I don't have I was checking to see this because this is bad. If I have this active, it could be really bad. Yeah, we're going to move into the monastery, increasing her secrecy by 1. And unfortunately, she can't take another action. It's all she can do. So she moved into the monastery so that she can take on those 2 blights that are there and try and keep the monastery clear. It's going to be rough. Okay. And that, unfortunately, quickly ends her turn. Okay, next up, all three of the other characters are with the Necromancer. I think we're going to go, I think we're going to go with the Exorcist first. So first off, we lose the secrecy, goes from 5 to 4 because he's in the space with the Necromancer. Then we draw his event card. Exhaust a power or draw 2 more events. I guess he will exhaust a power. What will he exhaust? He's going to exhaust Cloister, which allows us to increase our secrecy, so that is exhausted. And then we're going to take his turn, which first off we have to roll 2 dice. Hopefully we roll well. A 4 to 5, so we do have our Courage boon active, but we have not been able to ever activate our Radiant boon. That kind of sucks because you can deactivate it after destroying a blight to reduce the darkness track. We have never been able to get that active. But that was his event, so now what is he going to do? Well, he is going to search and try and pick up a relic. I think that is super important because if we get 1 relic, then we get 2. Wait, I did this out of order. I don't want... No, that's not what he's going to do, actually. Trying to debate on where he's going to go. I think the best place to go for him is going to be the swamp. He can defend himself against the 2 creatures there. God, he's only got 1. Nope, we're going here. No, he can't use tactics. This is rough. I wanted him to pick up the relic that would allow him to attack the Necromancer. Oy. Well, what we can do is we could try and destroy it. Now, it'll take a secrecy away. What if, I don't want to waste any time though, we're running out of time. And I guess the other person that could take on the Necromancer would be, looking at skill power, the powers that they have, would be, well, oh man. Yeah, this is a tough call. I made a mistake there and I should have had the Exorcist go after somebody else, and I didn't do that. So I think what we'll do with the Exorcist then for this turn, I don't want to waste any time. It's very important that we get some things done and get to a relic. So I think we're going to have to take some chances here. So the Exorcist is going to move here. That's all that the Exorcist can do. Now, that does increase his secrecy back up to 5, which is a good thing. But he also loses a secrecy from the Flux Cage, so that goes back to 4. Because he left this space, the Paragon's there with his aura, and the aura is active against flux cages, but only in the space that he's in. So that doesn't help the Exorcist at all. Let's go through these. Confusion, no tactics, so we're going to have to deal with this. Let's hope we have good luck with it, because he's getting low on... If he goes down to 0, that would not be good for us. He only gets the bonuses when he's attacking a blight. I think I'm going to have to activate our boon of courage, so he gets at least 2 dice against these specters. He's going to fight them, so he's going to defend himself against the specters. He needs a 4. He rolled a 5 and a 2, so he successfully defended himself against the specters. And that is going to mark the end of his turn. He is done. Man, that's not the way I wanted that turn to go. All right, next up. I have an idea, actually. No, that's not a good idea. I had an idea, not a good idea. I was going to have the Paragon run everybody up to somewhere else to get away from the Necromancer, probably the mountains. But then I realized they can't use items there. I don't know if that matters. None of these blights are going to. It's not going to matter up there. So I think we're going to do that. The next person that's going to go is going to be the Paragon. Okay, let's draw the Paragon's event. Oh, first off, he has to lose a secrecy. See, that puts him down to 2. That's pretty rough. Alter. Roll 1 die. Take the highest. Okay. May spend 1 secrecy to gain 1 grace. Defiled. Okay, to spend 1 secrecy. Oh, yeah, this is rough. Okay. Well, hopefully we have a good roll here. A 1. Couldn't be any worse. All right, so we're going to have to spend a grace. That puts him down to 1. Or we would have had the darkness track go up, which would have put another blight in the... monastery, which we don't want. We're going to have 3 blights at the end of this turn already, so we had to stave that off. But what is he going to do? Well, I think he's going to do pilgrimage. Move to any location. Or wait, do I want to have him stay there 1 more round? He's already at a 2. The problem is these people are going to start getting attacked by the Necromancer. So I think for his action, we're going to have to do this, and hopefully we can clear out the monastery a little bit. For his action, we're going to move to any location. If he has any auras, he does. It's going to be deactivated. And these two are going to move all the way over to the mountains. There's nothing there that affects them directly, and they gain a secrecy each, so they go up to 3 and 3 respectively. And they have left the Necromancer behind, and the Flux Cage is no longer an active part of his aura, so we're going to get rid of that. See, where does that go? Flux Cage, there we go. All right, so anyway, that's the end of the Paragon's turn. This turn did not go exactly as planned. All I have left now is now here's the good news, I have the Enchanter left. So there's nothing up there that we have to fight. We cannot use items, which I'm not worried about. But I do think she is going to search and see if we can get a relic. Okay, so we're going to go down to 11. And she is going to pick up this relic, which immediately gets destroyed by the Necromancer's power of Shatter Hope. Just to remind you, the heroes immediately discard a holy relic they have recovered. If they have not yet recovered a relic, they discard the first one they recover, place this discarded relic on here. So here's the relic. It has been discarded. And so now we have completed that. Now we still have enough to get another relic. Oh wait, I forgot to draw her, I gotta draw her event card before we do that. Respite. Okay, so nothing happens, that was good. But we have to I don't know why we keep drawing this card so much. We have to put these into the deck. I'll kind of shuffle them around. We're going to shuffle up the event deck a bit. And then she did that as her action. She picked up the relic. There's nothing else there that's going to affect her. The Shroud protects blights. The Holy Aura makes them fight worse. And the Decay makes them unable to use items. But that's okay because we don't have anything we want to use there. All right, it marks the end of her turn, marks the end of our turns, so that's not great. This is still in a dire scenario for us. Okay, but we're one step closer. Maybe I should have picked up the first relic earlier in the game, but we didn't. So anyway, we cannot move the darkness track up. So what happens there is we look at another map tile, and in the monastery there is a decay. That's okay, because we don't have to worry about that too much. Well, we can't use any tactics to kill that blight. That's really bad. And then, oh, the knight's going to have to try and take on the confusion first, I think. All right, well, that's okay, because that means now we just roll to see where the Necromancer actually goes. And you know what? I think that's right. I don't think every time I put something in there, let me just double check. All blights leave in create blights to the monastery instead. I think we just lost. Let me see. Now, if I have 4, do I have a turn to get it back down, or is that it? I just got to look at this. Hold on just a sec. Oh, we still have time. But let's create that blight there in the monastery. I already got it there. That was from what? That was from the darkness track. Now we got to do it from the Necromancer, but we got to see where he goes first, right? 6. That means he sees everyone, so he's going to chase the Exorcist into that space. He's going to drop an Oblivion. Oh no, I think that's really bad. An Oblivion in the where is it? In the monastery. There it is. Exhaust 1 power each turn. Man, I think I have to get that one first. That's terrible. Anyway, we have 4 blights in the monastery right now. 1 more, and the game is done. So, obviously, the knight's going to have to go first, because it's rough. All right, well, we don't have to draw an event card, so we're going to go right to it. I can't use tactics. I can use bonuses, and I have a bonus of Consecrated Blade, so I'm going to get to fight with 2 dice regardless. It would have been nice to fight with more than 2 dice, and I think I'm going to have to go after that Oblivion, which has a strength of 5 right now, not 4 because of where we're at on the darkness track. Let me think about this. Another bonus is the Holy Mantle, but that doesn't help. That just adds one of my default grace, and I get an extra die when praying. Everything else is a tactic. Okay, let me think through this just for a second. Yeah, I don't see an option here. Okay, let's see. I need to get a 5. I got 2 dice with our Consecrated Blade and the Knight. Come on. A 4. That's not going to make it. Okay, so we did not succeed there. that probably ended the game. This was the game breaker here, and that was the only thing I could do to stop this. But it's not over yet. Anyway, that marks the end of, so it says, Oblivion exhaust power for each turn. So the knight, I'm going to exhaust, let's see. I'll exhaust Reckless Abandon because we don't need it right now. We'll exhaust that. That is now exhausted for the knight. And we're going to keep going. Okay, I need to look that blight up. I don't remember if that's a global effect or I'm just going to look it up. Oblivion at the end of each turn in the affected location, a hero must exhaust. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the knight got rid of that, and there's nothing else to fight the knight there, so that's the end of the knight's turn. That's bad. Okay, let's go to the Exorcist. Exorcist goes back down to now to a 3 secrecy and draws an event of Vile Beast. Well, we can fight it or elude it. The 4, if we win, we gain a spark. It says, is this what the necromancer has wrought? Such an abomination was not meant to exist. All right, well, I think what we're going to do with the... Oh, let's roll for our two boons first. 5, that means I get the courage boon. I'm going to activate it immediately, so I have 2 dice on this turn. Because I think I'm going to need them. All right, we're going to take on this Vile Beast. I'm going to try and elude it. I got 2 dice here for that, and we did not succeed, which means we lose a grace. The Exorcist is now down to 0 grace. This was my concern. And then the Exorcist gets to go again, or move, or do something. I wanted to pick up the... if he gets... I don't want him to get killed right now. We built these guys up. If we get killed, we're going to create another blight, and that's going to be the end of the game. Because if we die, the darkness track goes up 1, and that's that. So I have to get to a safe place. I think the only thing I can do now is run away. We're going to run back here. I will neither gain nor lose a secrecy because of the flux cage. And that's going to be the end of his turn. That's, God, what a waste. Wow. But if I don't do that, I still have enough secrecy to keep the necromancer from killing me. But if I stay there and the specters kill me, I'm done. However, next turn I can pick this up and maybe kill the necromancer. That's the goal, because I think he's going to chase the Exorcist. All right, well, I mean, this is down to the wire. I'm not sure what to do to stop this. I don't know that I can. Can I do anything? I can't. If there was just a same, there's decay up there, so I can't do that either. Wow. Well, we got the relics, so let's go with the Enchanter. Let's see if we can get the Enchanter to do something. Startling news, add a marker. There isn't one, so we're going to put a new quest out. That's not going to help us much, but I'll do it anyway. We're going to get Trapped Children. It's we need 2 successes. We need to elude versus a 4, and each gives a success. If we win, we draw a search card. If it expires, darkness track, and we got 5 turns. And that is going into a random space. Let's see, where's it going? 1. Oh, it's going to be up here in the mountains. Okay, how convenient. Now that one does not gain an extra token right now. It just is what it is. And now we can take the Enchanter's turn. What can I do? What can I do? Man, wow. I'm looking through all her cards. There's really nothing I can do to stop this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get rid of a blight here. I think that's the bottom line. Anyway, I mean, all she can do, she'll move into here. That's her action, though, so I don't see... I think I can move and... No, I still can't get... I haven't been able to get this active again, so I can't even gain 2 sparks on this. I think that's it. I'm going to call it. We're not going to be able to destroy a blight this turn. I'm looking... All I have left then is the Paragon. The Paragon can't move and attack. There's no free move into there, so... I can't get into here and destroy a blight fast enough for that to happen. At the end of this turn, when the darkness track would go up 1, well, no, sorry. Nope, I was looking at his powers, and there's really nothing. I thought maybe I could reduce the darkness track 1, but I can't. Therefore, what happens is we get to the end of the round. The Necromancer would get to advance 1 more time. That would put a 5th blight into the monastery and be the end of the game. So there we have it. a rough game of Darkest Night, but this is not an easy game to win, and I like that. And I've won more than I lose because there was a time when I'd play this like all the time, and I know some time had passed since I played it, so I forgot I slipped on a rule or two. But overall, I think we did pretty good on that. And also, I played two characters I've never played before, and that is the Enchanter and the Paragon. There's so many characters in the game that you probably saw that. There's tons of characters in this game. And so to try and play them all that would be challenging. And I haven't even seen them all played. I mean, normally we deal out a couple and people pick their favorites. So you rarely see some of these kind of odder characters come up, but I've realized the value of the Paragon. The Paragon's actually a great support character. And if you're playing multiplayer, I wouldn't mind playing that support character. It's kind of like having a cleric in a party to heal. It's got some great abilities. The Enchanter is a little trickier, but still super cool. That's one of the things I love about this game, and I'm almost thinking about doing a post-mortem video just to discuss the game with you all, because this is one of those games where I'd say if you can find a copy of this game, find it. It is so cool. There's so many variables in it, and you think, the mechanics are super simple. You move and you take an action. Most of it results in you rolling a die. You get a lot of mitigation to the dice, which is cool, so you can influence that. It is heavily, there's a lot of luck in there, but you can mitigate so much of it to look where I was really close to actually being able to defeat the Necromancer here after all our bad luck, because I was able to make some good decisions and have some good luck too. But overall, these characters all play so radically differently. It's so creative. And I don't know if we'll ever see a game like this again, because I don't know what I think it's Jeremy. Jeremy, who wrote this game, designed this game, is doing, if he's doing any more. But this is such a creative game, and it's like a lot of the creative games from Victory Point games, like Dawn of the Zeds. Which, by the way, if you want to see a great playthrough of that, I just watched one on by Mike on the One Stop Co-op Shop that I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun to watch. But that's another one. It's so creative and so fun and so well done. That one actually plays best solo. I've played it with people, and it's a little harder because the turns are shared and everything. The actions are shared, and it's a shared pool. So it gets a little wonky. Everybody trying to decide what they're going to do with their character. But there's some mitigation on that too. But this game has so much, especially. So when you got the first edition, it didn't have the mysteries and the darkness cards and the quests and everything. It was a little more basic. It was still fun. It immediately became one of my favorite games when it came out. And then they added these expansions on. All the new characters, the mysteries, the artifacts, the darkness, the quest. And that changed the game. It changed the game to be a good game into a phenomenal game. And again, if you think about the mechanics are incredibly simple. In theory, right? You move and you take an action. Or no, you do one thing. You take an action. That could be moving, right? Or you activate a power. Or you have some powers that allow you to activate more things and do different things. And the amount of creativity that came out of these simple mechanics. Even the Necromancer is fundamentally simple. You move the darkness track, you move the Necromancer is following you around based on secrecy, and the Necromancer drops blights in there that do terrible things. And destroying the Blights mechanic is real simple. You just have to roll over its might, and then you kill it. You destroy it, and you lose some secrecy because it's even that's to think about the thematicness, thematicness. Sorry, that's not a word. Think about how thematic that is. Like you go into the village. There's zombies there. You attack them and destroy them, and the Necromancer knows something happened there because the zombies are gone. Right, so you lose some secrecy in destroying them. Or you go into the village and do some searching, but there's zombies wandering around, so you have to evade them or defend yourself against them and ward them off. But as long as they don't get killed, the Necromancer doesn't really notice that. And also the whole secrecy mechanic is neat, where the Necromancer searching for you might even be in the same region as you, but doesn't actually know where you are there, because it's a big region, like a village or a swamp, or it's a big area of land. The Necromancer is searching you out and has put these terrible blights in there to block your path and affect your world in a negative way. And I also like the underdog story of the game, where this is a world that has already been defeated and is under the control of the Necromancer, and the Necromancer is heading toward his final coup de grace against the world and oblivion of everything. And there's this one bastion of hope, and your heroes leave from that one bastion in the monastery to try and save the world. That's just a great hero's journey story in general, right? And so, and then you have all these cool characters. They're so different. The Exorcist is one of my favorites for sure. And the Druid is another one. I didn't play the Druid in this, but the Druid is by far, if I get the chance to play the Druid, I just like playing the Druid. It's a very fun character in this game. There's a bunch of fun characters. The Knight's actually a great character. A real straightforward, great character. The Prince is a lot of fun to play. Actually, they're all fun to play. Like even these two that I hadn't played with before, the Paragon and the Enchanter, I kind of regret I haven't because they're interesting and different. I would say they're a little more advanced than some, like the Knight. The Knight just, you go around and you kick the snot out of things and you have an oath that might give you some extra power. But the Enchanter, which I really didn't even get into with I avoided them on purpose because I didn't really like the way they worked. It's a tough mechanic. These essences have a power, but they also don't necessarily do everything good. Like it's not always a positive effect, which is interesting, and you have to balance that out. And then, of course, there's a wide variety of things in the blights themselves, and you can set up the blight deck, the search deck, to put out blights of a certain type, so you can even have that thematic. Maybe it's mostly creatures that the necromancers bring on the board, or mostly curses and terrible other things that are happening. It's just mechanically so sound. And in the original game, when you were searching, you just had to search a relic. In the first version of the game, after you had gotten I can't even remember the mechanic anymore because I haven't played it so long. But you were able to pick up a relic after a certain point in the game. I don't remember what that was originally. But the addition of mystery cards, because this was the clues thing was a new addition. And the addition of mystery cards was just so cool. Oh, it was keys. It was keys. To unlock the box, you had to find keys. And now, see, they didn't redo I got to find one I can probably show you on the map cards. They didn't redo it completely, but they used to have, maybe they have redone it, where they don't actually show you keys on here anymore. But there used to be keys on the cards, on the map cards. And then when you drew that, you could collect a key. And when you got the 3 keys, you could open one of the relics, the box holding the relics. But the way they do it now with the mysteries is so much better because it adds even more story and more theme to it, right? Like that battlefield that had different effects and everything. It's just very cool. Anyway, I'm ranting on about how wonderful this game is because it really is. And even in this playthrough, we didn't really even scratch the surface. I didn't get a lot of items. Again, the entire game, 2 artifacts. So I've played games where no one gets an artifact. You play the whole game without an artifact, and it changes the game, right? It's just very cool that way. I played games where you hardly, you complete a ton of quests. In this one, we didn't. We had a lot of them go south on us that we couldn't complete. It's just a lot of fun. So anyway, again, if there's a way for you to get your hands on a copy of this, I highly recommend it. If not, then I understand. I'll continue to have it on the channel so you can see it in action. But anyway, take care. I wish you all the best. I know for my family, we're going through a bit of a spell right now with my personal health and some challenges with my older boy transitioning into adulthood. He's 18 now, and being autistic has challenged him greatly in that. And it's been a ride, but I love him. He's a great kid. He's just going through some hard times. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I will talk to you in the next episode of something because we're done here. And I have a whole bunch of things. I think I missed the boat, and I feel so bad about it. The Slaughterville Director's Cut's been up on Kickstarter. I definitely backed it because I enjoy the game. And I was going to play Slaughterville 1 and 2 for you here to give you a taste of it so you'd go back it. And I with the illness and everything going on, I just didn't get there. I could barely get this one done. So I might go to that, but based on the fact that I missed the Kickstarter, I might wait till there's an opportune time for you to see that game in action where there's something purchasable. So I'm not sure what's next. It might be that. It's a really fun game. It's one of my Halloween go-to games for sure. And it's called Slaughterville if you haven't seen it. And it might be a late pledge, so if you get a chance to go pledge, it reminds me of a different style game of a touch of evil in a way. But not the same game. It's not even remotely the same. But you do visit locations and draw cards from that location. And that's what's similar about it. But anyway, I'll end it here. Been rambling on for a bit, so thank you so much. Take care. I'll talk to you in the next episode. And tell me what you think of Darkest Night. It's one of my favorites. It's okay if you don't believe that. If it's not the same for you, I get it. But just tell me about it. So anyway, talk to you soon. Bye.